Hi Loomers, it's Michelle from Rainbow Loom, and today's guest design that I'll be showing you how to make is this beginner-friendly Loomigurumi Baby Bee by 7284 Kristy with some very slight changes that I made. This is the first of what we're calling guest designs, so sometimes we will feature original designs made by people within the Rainbow Loom community. I made some very minimal changes to her design to fit the type of bands that I was using, mostly by making the bee shorter and chubbier, and made almost all of the features fit onto the bee without any sewing in with the exception of the antenna, so if you're not a fan of sewing things in at the end, you can follow what I'm doing, but if you prefer sewing things in, then you can just ignore the parts where I do so. On the screen, you will see Kristy's instructions for her original design though, where the creation is actually flipped inside out, similar to what is done in Amigurumi. She also used some safety eyes and attached these super pretty wings too, which are all made out of bands. So if you'd like to make this version instead, then you can follow these instructions, which are pretty similar to what I'm doing. It's just the same bee that I'm making, but a little bit more narrow and longer. A little more about 7284 Kristy. She has been looming since 2017 and started getting more involved in 2023. She has been a super active community member with a growing amount of original designs, and states that another loomer, Loves to Loom, has been one of her inspirations. Her favorites to make are bracelets, and she has been doing some Loomigurumi as well. Here are some of her original designs, and you can follow her here on Instagram to see more of her amazing work, and she is also starting a YouTube channel, so her channel will be linked below, and be sure to subscribe to see more of her future work, which will include reviews, unboxings, and tutorials. Her first video is coming out soon, so you don't want to miss it, and thank you again to Kristy for sharing your design with us. Now let's go over the materials needed for this baby honey bee. I will be using this new double-ended Loom metal hook from the Rainbow Loom web store. We had a limited drop that some of you caught, and before we even made the announcement, we were sold out. So we have another drop on the way that we will be prepared to make announcements for this time around, and we will have more in stock. I like how this tip is very precise and it helps with Loomigurumi and hook-only bracelets. If you weren't able to catch the limited drop though, you can always just use a normal hook. You will also need something to mark your stitches, so I'm using a G-clip because it's pretty easy to put the bands on and take off. I'm also using 5 in total because we have to save our stitches for the wings. You can also use a C-clip or our new Easy Clip if you don't have a G-clip, or even a regular paper clip would work. And then I am using bands from the Rainbow Loom web store. Just so that it shows up on camera, I am using brown instead of black for the stripes on the body, black for the eyes, mango for the body, and I'm using pink from the Mixed Pastels band pack. You will also need a blue, white, or clear color for the wings, so I am using white glow bands, which I did not have the packaging for, but just know that they're somewhere on my table. I also made a cute bee using bands from the Sweets collection, so I used this baby blue fairy and fairy pastel pink for this bee if you'd like to make one that's more colorful. And the last thing you'll need is a little bit of stuffing. If you don't have any, you can use toilet paper, cotton balls, or even some extra spare bands. Today I am making this little brown bee, so the bands in the band count are for this one, but next to it I do have the original black bee for reference. You will need 3 brown bands for the antenna, 95 yellow bands for the body, 4 black bands for the eyes, 2 pink bands for the blush, 51 brown bands for the body, and 10 white for the wings. In total, that is 165 bands. If you're following Kristy's instructions though, the original band count is around 182, so 95 yellow, 59 black, which includes 1 for the antenna and 1 for the nose, and the wings are 28 bands. Now let's get started. We are going to make our honeybee's features first. I am only using bands, so if you have safety eyes or beads that you'll be using, then you can ignore some parts of this. We're going to make the eyes first. Each eye consists of 2 black bands and a yellow band that we can attach to the body. The first black band will be twisted into a quadruple loop band, so I'm twisting the band on my hook once, and then twisting both loops one more time to make 4 loops of the band. Then we will attach a double loop band onto it by twisting another black band just once this time, so that there are 2 loops of this new band, and then we will pull the quadruple loop band onto our double loop band like so. Place the other side of the double loop band back onto your hook. Then take a yellow body band and pull everything on your hook onto that band. After you're done with that, the band should be pretty secure, so you can just take it off your hook and place it to the side. We will do this one more time for the other eye. Take a black band and quadruple loop it. Then get another black band, double loop it, and pull the quadruple loop band onto that double loop band. Then get a yellow body band and pull everything on your hook onto that band. Then we can remove the bands from our hook and place it to the side. Then the antenna. I will be using 3 brown bands to match my bee's brown stripes. Quadruple loop the first brown band by twisting the band once on the hook, then twisting both loops one more time to get 4 loops of the band. Get another brown band, and we're just going to make a slip knot, so pull the quadruple loop band onto this new band. Put the other side of the new band onto our hook, and then slide the loop closest to the tip of the hook under the other loop. Pull lightly to tighten. And this is one side of our antenna. Now we're going to do the same to the other side, so quadruple loop the third brown band. Then get your antenna and place the side without any bands on it onto your hook. Slide the quadruple loop band onto the antenna. Then you can remove the bands from the hook. Now we're going to put the first quadruple loop band that we made through this loop next to the second quadruple loop band. Pull lightly on both sides to tighten. And that completes our antenna. Then we're going to work on the blush. We will need 2 yellow bands and 2 pinkish bands, which I am taking from the Pastel Mix band pack. The pink bands will be quadruple looped and placed onto the yellow bands. So I am taking a pink band and twisting it once onto my hook, and then taking the 2 loops again and twisting it one more time to make 4 loops. Then take your yellow band and pull the quadruple loop band onto it. Do this one more time for the second blush. Quadruple loop the pink band, then pull it onto the yellow band. And lastly, the wings. Twist the first white band onto your hook 2 times so that there are 3 loops in total. We will make a single chain with 2 more white bands, so get another white band and pull the triple loop band onto it. Then put the other side of the band back onto the hook. Do this again with another white band. Then get a yellow band and add it to the single chain that we have going on. Get out your G-clips and attach one to this yellow band. To make the other side of the wing, locate the triple loop band again and stick your hook into it. Get 2 white bands and make a single chain using them. Now this time, instead of the yellow band, we will be attaching a brown band as the last band in this single chain. And then we can attach a G-clip onto it. Do this one more time for the other wing, and if needed, feel free to rewind. Let's start our first round. We will be making a magic ring of 5 using the yellow bands. We're going to make a triple loop band first, so take a single band, twist it onto the hook, and then twist it one more time so that there are 3 loops on the hook. We will be repeatedly sticking our hook through this triple loop band. Take a single band, put it onto your hook, pull it through the triple loop band, and put the other side back onto the hook. Before we move on, we're going to add a G-clip to the band just so that we can keep track of what we need to stick our hook into. Now we can take the loop of the band closest to the tip of the hook and pull it under the other loop. This makes the first stitch of our magic ring. Now we're going to make our second stitch. Reach into all 3 loops of the triple loop band that we made, and this is marked by the G-clip. Take a yellow band and put it on the tip of your hook, then slide it through all 3 loops of the cap band only. Put the other side of the new yellow band onto your hook. There should be 3 loops on your hook now. Now we're going to slide the band loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other 2 loops. After this, there should just be 1 loop of the rubber band left on your hook. We are going to do this 3 more times to make a magic ring with 5 stitches. Stick your hook into the triple loop band marked by the G-clip again, then grab another band, slide it through the triple loop band only, slide the band loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other 2 loops. That was our 3rd stitch. 4th one now. Stick your hook into the band marked by the G-clip, put a yellow band on the tip of your hook, slide it through the triple loop band only, and slide the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other 2 loops. 5th and last one, stick your hook into the band marked by the G-clip, get a yellow band on your hook, slide it through the triple loop band, then place the other side of the band on your hook, and then slide the loop closest to the tip under the other 2 loops. Congrats, that was our first round. To move on to the second round, we have to look at our magic ring here, and you can see some bands that move towards the center where we have the triple loop band. And then you can see some horizontal V-shapes on the side. From now onwards, we will be sticking our hook through these horizontal V's instead of the cap band, so locate the first horizontal V that we made and stick your hook into it. Now on to round 2, we will be increasing in every stitch. An increase is where you put 2 bands in each stitch, so we will be reaching into the stitch that we have our hook in right now twice. We will be using a total of 10 bands for this round, and again we are putting our hook into the first horizontal V, so we're going to go back around this magic ring here. Place the band on your hook, pull it through the 2 layers of the V, put the other side back on your hook, and pull the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other 2 layers. Now we're going to move our stitch marker, which is this G-clip here. This G-clip will mark the first stitch of every round, so when we do the first stitch of a new round, we're going to move it over. To complete the increase, we are going to stick our hook into the same stitch that we were just in and add another band there. I'm also filming this standing up instead of sitting down, so I'm not really familiar with this angle and I do keep dropping bands. And that completes our increase. We will move on to the second horizontal V stitch and do the same thing. So we're doing the first single crochet of the increase, and then doing the second single crochet. Now we can move on to the third increase. The fourth increase. And the fifth increase. We should have added 10 bands in this round, so we can count starting from the loop on our hook and going around until we reach our stitch marker. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. On to round 3, we will be doing 4 single crochets and then an increase, and we will repeat this twice, so in total that is 12 bands. So stick your hook into the stitch marked by the G-clip, and we will do a single crochet, which is just 1 band in a stitch. Because this was the first stitch of our new round, we will move the stitch marker, which is just this G-clip that I have, onto this new stitch, and then we can continue with our second single crochet. And then our third single crochet. Our fourth single crochet. Now we will do an increase, so we will put 2 single crochets into this next stitch. And then we can start over with our pattern, so this is the first of 4 single crochets. And then the second one. The third. Fourth one. And now our increase, which should be in this last stitch here. Let's count to make sure that we have 12 stitches starting from the one on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now row 4 is just a round of single crochet, but we will be adding the eyes here on the second stitch and the fourth stitch. So let's do the first single crochet, and remember that we are moving our stitch marker as well. I prefer using a G-clip over a C-clip when I know that I'll be finishing things in one go, just because the G-clip is easier for me to put on and take off, but if I'm doing a project in multiple sittings, I do prefer the C-clip for more security. And then the second stitch here is where we will add our eye, so just treat it like a normal band and a normal single crochet. Just remember to hold the other side carefully so that the eye doesn't slip out. And then we have our third single crochet here. And then on our fourth one, we are adding the second eye so it can carefully hold the band so that the eye does not fall off, but otherwise just treat it like a normal single crochet. I will speed up the rest of these stitches, but just continue doing single crochets for the rest of this round until you reach the band with our stitch marker, and then we can count our stitches. I have just completed this round, so let's count and make sure that we have 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. On round 5, we will do 4 single crochet and then a decrease, and we will do this twice, so that is 10 bands in total for this round. We are also adding the blush here, which will be on our first stitch and our fourth stitch. Stick your hook into the first stitch and grab the band with blush on it, and use it to make a single crochet. Because this is the first stitch of our new round, we're going to move the stitch marker as well. Now we will do our second single crochet. And then our third single crochet. And for our fourth single crochet, we are adding the second blush. Now we will do a decrease, so normally we would locate the next horizontal V and stick our hook under both of the loops here, but for a decrease we are going to put our hook through the inner part of the next stitch and the outer part of the following stitch, like so. Those are the loops that we will put our next band through for the decrease. And personally, for me, it helps to locate the stitch after that, so I know where to put the next single crochet after we do the decrease. Take another band and pull it through both loops on your hook. Put the other loop on your hook, then pull the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other two. That completes our decrease, and now we will restart the pattern by doing 4 single crochet followed by a decrease again. So this is the first single crochet, the second single crochet, the third single crochet, and the fourth single crochet. Now we will do a decrease by grabbing the inner part of the next stitch and the outer part of the following stitch. Then pull a band through and finish the stitch. Let's count to make sure that we have 10 bands now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you use bands for your eyes and you're wondering why your bee looks a little scary, we do have to turn them a little bit so that the quadruple loop band is facing forward, so I am doing that really quickly here. Moving on, now we are switching to the color of our stripes, which is brown for me. For round 6, we will do decreases all around, and we will also add a little bit of stuffing. Since we are changing colors, the first stitch we do will be like a decrease slip knot stitch. So stick your hook into the inner part of the first stitch and the outer part of the next stitch. Then grab your stripe color and put it on your hook. Then pull it through all of the bands on your hook, and put the other side of the band on your hook. Then slide the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other loop. Now we can just continue doing decreases normally, but first we have to move our stitch marker. I'm also going to add some stuffing at this point. I'm just rolling the stuffing into a little ball, and we don't want to overstuff our bee because it'll stretch the bands too. So if you're seeing your bands get pulled apart more, then it's a sign to use less stuffing. And I'm just shoving it inside the head of the bee. For the second decrease, again grab the inner part of the next stitch and the outer part of the following stitch. Pull a band through and complete the rest of the stitch. Now for the third decrease. The fourth decrease. And the fifth decrease. Now we can count our stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Round 7, we are continuing with our stripe color bands, which is brown for me, and we are doing increases all the way around. Remember that this is placing 2 single crochets into 1 stitch, so we will have 10 stitches total at the end because we have 5 increases. For the first stitch, remember that we are going to move the stitch marker. I will show a couple stitches and then fast forward to the end where we will count the stitches together. If you're having trouble with getting the right amount of stitches per round, I would recommend laying out your bands per round like what I'm doing, so if you accidentally skip a stitch, then you can confirm this by counting your stitches and then you can redo the round. I have finished the round, so let's start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Round 8, we are doing a single crochet and then an increase all the way around for a total of 15 stitches, and we will be adding the wings. So we will add the striped side of the wing on the first single crochet of the 4th stitch, which is an increase, and then add the second wing on the second single crochet of the 6th stitch, which is another increase. Then we will continue with the rest of the single crochet and increase pattern. I will be doing this whole round with you. First up, we have our single crochet using our stripe color band, which is brown for me. And don't forget to move your stitch marker. Then we have an increase. Then another single crochet. On this 4th stitch here, we are doing an increase and we will be adding our wing onto the first single crochet of this increase. I'm first going to stick our hook into the next stitch and then we can orient our wing. There is a brown or striped side and a yellow side to the wing. Make sure that you are adding the striped side here and you will treat it like a normal single crochet. Just be careful not to lose any of the bands on the wings. Orient your wing the same way that I am and then we can finish the rest of the stitch. Grab one loop from the striped color band and pull it through the stitch that our hook is currently in. Then we can finish this off like we would any other single crochet. Make sure that you take off the G-clip from this side of the wing as well. Now we can finish this increase in the 4th stitch by adding another single crochet to the stitch that we were just in. Then we have a single crochet in the 5th stitch. And on number 6, we will be adding our second wing on the second single crochet of this increase. So we are doing the first single crochet first. Stick your hook into the same stitch to complete the increase. Get your wing and find the side with your stripe color band and remove the G-clip. Orient your wing the same way that I'm doing. And then we can grab one loop of the stripe color band and pull it through the stitch that our hook is currently in. Finish the rest of the stitch like you would any other single crochet. Now in number 7, we are doing a single crochet. And then number 8, we are doing an increase. In number 9, we are doing another single crochet. And then the last stitch in this round will be an increase. Now let's count to make sure that we have 15 stitches in total for this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Round 9, we are doing all single crochet for a total of 15 stitches, and we are switching to our yellow bands again. We are also connecting the other part of the wing, which is why I have these G-clips here to remind me, and we are connecting the wing on the 4th single crochet and the 9th one. Also remember that the first single crochet we're doing here is a slip knot stitch because we are changing colors. So stick your hook into the first stitch, grab your yellow band and place it on your hook. Then pull it through all of these stripe colored bands on your hook. Pull the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other side, and then we can move our stitch marker. Now we can do our second single crochet. This is our third single crochet. And then on number 4, we are connecting the second part of our wing, so remove your clip from the yellow band and stick your hook into the next stitch. Now we can grab one loop from the yellow band and pull it through the stitch. Finish the rest of the stitch like you would a normal single crochet. The next wing will go on stitch number 9. This is our 5th single crochet. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. And here on stitch number 9, we are adding the second part of the second wing, so stick your hook into the next stitch, remove the clip from the yellow band on our wing, grab one loop of the yellow band, and pull it through the stitch that our hook is in and complete the rest of the single crochet. Now we can do the rest of the single crochet, so this is number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 13. Number 14. And number 15. Let's count our stitches to make sure that we have 15 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Rounds 10 and 11 are all single crochet using the yellow bands, so that is 15 stitches total per round. I will do these on my own and we can meet each other when we're on round number 12. Remember to move the stitch marker over when starting both of these rounds. I have just completed rounds 10 and 11. For round 12, we are switching back to our stripe color band, which is brown for me, and we are doing 3 single crochet and then a decrease. We will do this 3 times, so we will have 12 stitches in total for this round. Because we switched colors, we will be doing a slipknot stitch for our first single crochet. Stick your hook into the first stitch marked by the stitch marker, grab a stripe color band, and pull it through everything on your hook. Slide the loop closest to the tip of your hook under the other loop. Remember to move your stitch marker over. Now we can continue with our second single crochet, our third single crochet, and for our fourth stitch, we are doing a decrease. Again, that is where we grab the inner part of the next stitch and the outer part of the following stitch. I am going to speed through the rest of this, so just continue with the 3 single crochet and 1 decrease pattern for this round. I have just finished round 12, so let's count it now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Round 13, we are doing 6 decreases here with our stripe color bands, but first we are going to stuff our baby honeybee's body. I'm again rolling it up into a ball, and again, we don't want to overstuff it, so if you feel like the stuffing is pulling on the bands, then this is a sign that you might be using too much stuffing. Also, you can use toilet paper, cotton balls, extra bands, or anything else that's really kind of soft or squishy if you don't have any stuffing. For the bee, I think it works fine if you just roll the stuffing into a little ball, but I know with some other Loomigurumi designs, you want to stuff them a little bit more carefully. Okay, stuffing is in and we can do our 6 decreases. We will be grabbing the inner part of the first stitch and the outer part of the following stitch. Remember to move your stitch marker over too. This is our second decrease. Our third decrease. Our fourth decrease. Our fifth decrease. And our last decrease. As a sanity check, let's count to make sure that we have the right number of stitches in this round, which should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For the last round, you can use either 2 or 3 bands. We will be decreasing again with the first 2 bands, and you could end this on the second decrease, or you can add a third band and make a slip knot with that instead. I am also removing the stitch marker here because there are so few bands that it kind of gets in the way. So this is our first decrease. And our second decrease. On the second decrease, you can end this creation by sliding everything onto this new band, or we can just add another band. Also, do not complete the stitch if you are adding a third band in this round. Just leave the 3 loops on your hook, grab the third band, and make a slip knot. pull to tighten. Now we can hide our slip knot in our creation, but to build the stinger part of the bee, I'm only pulling the slip knot through the bottom part. And to make the stinger look more pointy, I'm using the rest of the slip knot to kind of tie off the stinger, similar to how you would tie someone's hair. We have one more thing to do before we're done. Lastly, we are adding the antenna. We will be sticking our hook in towards the front of our magic ring. Then grab one side of the antenna with your hook and pull it through to the other side. You may need to do some minor adjustments and reshaping, but our honeybee is now complete. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial on how to create this baby honeybee by 7284 Kristy. Don't forget to check out her social media accounts below for more fun designs, and Kristy, thank you again for sharing your design with us. If you make this, please tag us at this username and use the hashtag Rainbowloom so that we can see your creations on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We also host weekly giveaways on our Instagram called our Loom Star of the Week contest, where you can win some fun prizes, so be sure to follow us there. In the description box below, you can find where to purchase your own Rainbow Loom products. We have so many kits available, and there's honestly something for everyone. We are also selling some Rainbow Loom products on our TikTok shop, so if you're in the US, check out our store, which has some exclusive bundles that you can't find anywhere else. We are working to get the double-sided Loom hook restocked in the web store, and we will make an announcement once it is available for purchase again. Thank you to everyone for showing so much support for this first drop, even though we weren't able to make an announcement on time. And again, thanks for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.